Every family has their own traditions. For example, a grandfather may take his grandsons fishing when they reach the age of 7. In my family, one of our traditions is grandma, or like as I like to call her, Nani, and granddaughter make this dish called Georgia cornbread. Now, I know what some of y'all are thinking, what is so special about cornbread, but I'm here to tell you that my family's Georgia cornbread is different from the cornbread you all are used to. Making Georgia cornbread takes 3 easy steps. These steps are gathering the ingredients, cooking the cornbread, and enjoying it. Now let's go with step number 1. You're going to need a cup of sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. Now if you are diabetic or you're cooking for somebody who has diabetes, you can substitute 1 cup of sugar and brown sugar for a ½ cup of Splenda. You're also going to need 1 cup of vegetable oil, 1½ cup of flour, a teaspoon of vanilla, and you're going to need a cup of pecans. Now, the directions calls for 2 cups of pecans, but I don't like nuts that much, so I use 1. And it's important to have these because it gives the dish the cornbread texture. So, now since you have your ingredients, you can start making the cornbread. Now, you have to have 4 eggs, and it looks disgusting, but you're going to need to beat them. And if you ever made scrambled eggs before, you know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, you see, it looks nasty. Sorry. Kind of left that spoon. But anyways, we're not eating this. So I'm just going to and I forgot a fork too, so I'm just going to do this like this. And anyways, just to save time, I'm just going to, okay, scramble. You're going to, first, before you do anything, you're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. And you're going to lightly grease a baking pan. And I didn't want to do that here to save time and because it's really messy. So Mom did the old-fashioned way, the old-school way, like as she likes to call it, where you just take some waxing paper and you just put it over the pan. But I did, when I was making the cornbread, I did actually lightly grease the baking dish. And basically you pour some vegetable oil in a pan and take a paper towel and you just wipe it all around the pan. And then you pour some flour in there and you just shake it around. And you should do it over the sink because it's really messy. So that's how I did it at home, but I didn't want to bring that here. So after you preheat the oven and grease the pan, you're going to stir in a cup of sugar, a cup of brown sugar, the eggs, and you're going to stir in the vegetable oil. So we're going to do that now. And it's kind of funny because when I cook and I bake, I don't usually eat the stuff that I cook because first of all, it looks disgusting. When you cook it, and I don't like, as my friends may know, I don't like chocolate and cake and cupcakes and all that jazz. So I don't like eating that. So my family thinks I'm weird. So I don't know, I just cook for them and watch them eat stuff. And that goes for like birthdays. I just buy a cake for my friends and I eat vanilla ice cream all by myself. They laugh at me. So that's how it's going to look. This is how it's going to look. It looks disgusting, right? It's disgusting? Yeah. Yeah, it looks disgusting. So, take your wooden spoon, just going to stir it around, and the directions say you stir it until it's smooth. It kind of reminds me of caramel, but nasty caramel, lumpy caramel. Yeah, so you stir it until it's smooth, and then after it's smooth, you're going to add, stirred in flour and a teaspoon of vanilla and the pecans. So that's how it kind of, well, it's not smooth, but that's how it kind of looks. Yeah, it looks nasty. Yeah, you see it? Yeah. Now you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to take your 1½ cup of flour. Pour that. Yeah. Okay. You're going to stir that in. And, okay. Yeah. Oh, all right. Never mind. You're just going to keep on stirring. I'm making a mess. You're going to keep it stirring in. And then after, just pretend like I just stirred it in. Okay. And then you're going to take, it doesn't matter what order you do it in. I don't think it particularly matters, but you put the pecans in there. And save time. I'm going to measure a teaspoon of vanilla. And I think this is what gives it this sweet taste. I don't cook, so I don't know how this is supposed to work out. Okay, there we go. Just put a teaspoon right there. Yeah. And if my mom saw me right now, she'd probably get really mad because she's a clean freak and she likes to clean as she goes to save time. Well, I just like to mix stuff up and make a mess and then clean afterwards. So, now, it gets thick. It's actually a really great workout. Tell like Mr. Crawford for basketball, we should just cook. Just tell us to do that. So, yeah, okay. Now pretend. We're gonna pretend. Okay. This is how it's supposed to kind of look like. You know, just imagine.
Yeah.
Imaginations. Okay. So after it's mixed in, you're gonna take your lightly greased baking dish, and you're gonna do it like. I mean, there's no special way you can pour it in here. I mean, just pour it in here. Like, yeah. I mean, I told you I can't cook. I mean, you expect a lot. And then my mom showed me this handy dandy dish thing where you can like just scoop around like that and just pour it. Yeah, basically. So after you put it in the pan, after you put it in the pan, you can put it in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes, and then you reach step number 3, which is enjoying it. Now, before I go into detail about when you can make this dish and who you make it for and how you decorate it, I want to share something with you about how unhealthy this dish is. I didn't know. I found this out because I haven't made this with my nannies since like 3 years ago, and I found this out when I was making it. And it has 6,005 calories, and out of those calories, 3,561 is from fat. So I did not know this, and I don't mean to make you fat. I'm just saying. And it's funny because my dad ate a whole pan of this on the way home from Tennessee, and it was so unhealthy. But we usually make this dish for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. We make this dish for basically when there's a lot of people around. I made this dish recently for the Killing Hill picnic, and I guess a lot of people liked it. So it's a really fun dish. So Georgia cornbread is really called Georgia cornbread cake. My family likes to call it Georgia cornbread to confuse people. Me and my cousins love making this dish with our nanny for 2 reasons. One is really good, even though I don't like cake, and 2 is it is a tradition. It provides an opportunity for bonding time between me and my nanny, and we enjoy that and we love it, and it's really special to us. And I'm grateful and thankful and happy that I got to share my family traditions with you all.